What the fuck are you doing?
Me? Yeah.
What the fuck are you doing?
Obviously, I'm listening to What the Fuck Are You Doing podcast, one of the newest podcasts at You Run Podcast Network. It's a podcast featuring E-Bitty and Herm Dizzle. They come together Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, get it, to bring you episodes about pop culture, movies, and any bullshit they can think of. Yo, this podcast got so many dick jokes, it's like a bag of dicks. Anyways, check out the WTF Are You Doing podcast, brought to you right here by the You Run Podcast Network.
Welcome to the podcast.
I feel alone. Yeah, with nobody else.
I would have left well before Travis Scott got on stage and I'm like, this is fucking lame. I've gone somewhere else.
What up, everybody? Welcome to the You Gonna Eat That Crust podcast. I'm your host with the most on the ones and twos. You know they call me Bilbo Schwaggins. You know they call me the Chicken Messiah. It's me, motherfuckers, Ryan Wilson. And with me tonight, ladies and gentlemen, sweatpants aren't in this guy's, decorum, okay? He doesn't live like that. He lives on the razor's edge. Ladies and gentlemen, King of Connecticut, Seamus Rogers. Seamus, how are you?
What up? Doing well. Good evening.
Yes, a good evening to all. Also with us tonight, ladies and gentlemen, follically challenged himself, sweatpants overload. Ladies and gentlemen, he's the glue of this podcast. It's Greg Hoey. Greg, how are you?
Sticky.
Gross. And ladies and gentlemen, when it comes to cornball horror movies, this guy's an A+ in the B genre. His knowledge of Detroit is scary, all right? And I'm talking all those weird sports facts creep me out. Haven't been able to listen to the podcast since, or his podcast. Ladies and gentlemen, John from Dewey Podmonster. John, an honor.
I feel like I'm going to be the glue of this podcast from now on. I'm surprised you guys haven't gotten sick of me yet, but I'm glad to be back.
Oh, yeah,
Are you a sticky man too?
I'm always sticky, perpetually. I ooze stick.
I mean, it only makes sense, John. You're in your 40s. You love Kraft macaroni and cheese, and you hate a lot of shit. So you hate a lot of things.
That's also true.
And that's pretty much us, except Greg, who's like scary optimistic about life, and it's upsetting.
Wait, what?
Well, someone's got to be optimistic for the rest of us, right?
Ah, bro, the bands that he says he likes just so he doesn't hurt their feelings in some eventuality in which his band opens up for them. I love you, Third Eye Blind. I've always loved you. Listen to my podcast. I've said it multiple times.
He likes everything.
I love that you just said Third Eye Blind because that band is so huge that they play a couple of the local bars around here, like somewhat regularly. Like,
Hey,
He likes everything. He's the glue. Everything sticks to him.
I wish you would just step back from that ledge, my friend, okay?
I heard that song on the radio on the way home today, and I got so mad at you for it. That Jumper song. I was like, oh, fucking Greg.
I like that song.
But, we're not here to talk about terrible bands that are still trying to remain relevant today.
Nope, they're good.
just one of them. Actually, there's probably a few of them that will come up in this conversation.
Right.
Oh, for sure. Ladies and gentlemen, today we're here to talk about a wonderful Netflix series that I watched all of, every single one, even the PI Moms one, and nobody's watched that.
I was going to ask if you watched that one.
I watched that one too, and that one was fucking dog shit.
Yeah, well, besides that, today we're here to talk about three that I knew we had to talk about at some point as soon as I watched them. I mean, there's a lot of shit involved, literally and metaphorically. There's tragedy, there's triumph, there's poop lasagna. Ladies and gentlemen, today we're here to talk about the docuseries on Netflix right now, Trainwreck. More specifically, we're talking about Poopcruise, a.k.a. Poop Ship Destroyer. fucking Astroworld, prepare to be upset, and then motherfucking Woodstock 99. Alright, I wasn't there, but Netflix was with their documentary crew, and that's what we're here to talk about today.
Would you guys agree that we've probably become primarily like a scat podcast now?
Scat.
Poop seems to be, our topic.
You keep inviting me on, so yeah.
I mean, ship happens.
Canceled, Greg. Canceled. All right, gentlemen, I want to open it right up with Poop Ship Destroyer, a.k.a. Poopcruise. Now, Poopcruise refers to a notorious incident involving the Carnival Triumph cruise in 2013, where an engine room fire disabled the ship, leaving passengers without power, air conditioning, and most importantly, functioning toilets. The results are unsanitary conditions, including sewage backup, overflowing waste, which earned the ship its unflattering nickname, Poopcruise. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to talk about Poopcruise now, and it could also be entitled, Only Assholes Go on Cruises.
Grab your milkshakes
Why?
to listen to this podcast about poop.
I think because he's lactose intolerant, so maybe he's likening it to his issues.
I'm not lactose intolerant
Then why'd you used to take those pills?
because I thought I was. But RFK told me I wasn't. No.
I've taken a lot of pills just because I had access to said pills. So
I don't know what I am.
same.
You're one of the grays.
All right, now, gentlemen, Poopcruise. I don't know how you guys felt about this one.
I give it a number 2-star review.
I really liked it. I thought it was entertaining.
I think all these passengers are a bunch of bitches.
Yeah.
Oh my god, dude, that's what I was thinking. It's like, how did nobody take over a wing of the fucking ship, Mad Max style, and start hoarding all the shit, beating the fuck out of everybody?
That was happening at the end. People were hoarding shit. And then there was like prayer groups starting up like it was the fucking mist.
What do you mean hoarding shit? Like
People
like
were
all
like,
the supplies?
no, like they were getting hamburgers and people started like getting extra food.
Right. Because if you can't take a shit, you need more hamburgers. That's how
I
it goes.
know. And if you lost power,
That
like
makes sense.
how are you gonna trust the food that it's like refrigerated or anything like
Oh,
that?
yeah, right. I would be staying away from the meat.
Yeah, but people were hoarding like sandwiches or whatever they get their hands on, and like they started like taking over corners of like the deck and the and the poop deck. The whole place was a poop deck.
I'm amazed it took them like 5 days to get to the booze. Like I know they said they opened the bar or however many days it was, but I got to think if you have no power and a bunch of like ornery like guests, I don't know about you guys, but I've gotten behind a bar that I'm not supposed to be behind without the need. Like I don't quite understand how it took 5 days for them to reopen the bar.
It's okay. I'm a volunteer firefighter.
Yeah,
That would have been the first booty I would have gone for.
and you know what? So the big like premise of this stupid poop cruise is they keep like going back to the same three people that they told them, hey, shit in bags and tie it off, kind of like a dog does. And these people acted like this is the worst thing that they ever could have been fucking asked. Like, I got news for you. If I got to take a shit and there's no option but a bag, I'm shitting in the bag. It's got to happen. So,
for sure.
Oh yeah, dude, that kid's name was Devin. He was such a little bitch, dude. Trying to,
Yeah.
he had that man's man, like father-in-law that he's trying to impress. Like, yeah, sir, we'll tough it out somehow. And he's like, I will not poop in a bag. It's like I'll poop in a bag right now. You're a bitch. I hate you.
But at least they had the privacy of their own cabins to like poop in a bag in. Look at the poor kids at Woodstock. They had no privacy.
right, but have none of these people had a job, like a day job where you have to shit in a bucket? Like it's part of life. Get the fuck over it. Like,
No, those people can't afford cruises much.
well, you'd be surprised. So
When I first started in Boston, I was driving the van before I started driving the truck, and I was by
you
myself.
shit in bags.
And I didn't know where to go to the bathroom. I was like, fuck, I don't know where the public bathroom is. So I shit in the back of my van in a box.
Did you deliver the box?
And then I delivered the box.
And you know someone in the PS party that carries around a 5-gallon bucket for that.
I mean, there's plenty of guys that do. I get it. So
I mean, I guess. I hate when I have to leave the house without getting my shit out. Like, that's unfortunate to me. Like, I'm like, fuck, this day's gonna suck.
I'll shit anywhere. I don't give a fuck, dude. Like, there's the creepiest bathroom in Market Basket. We have to go behind the deli and fish counter into this weird back room to go shit. It's the most Candyman looking bathroom you've ever been in your life. Dude, I've shit there multiple times.
I just want shit alone. It's degrading. Like, I get stage fright. Like, I just want my own haven.
I shit alone. Yeah, with nobody else.
That's right.
There used to be a couple Saw bathrooms in Boston when I was working there. I was like, oh shit, I could be tied up here probably.
All right, but enough about where we like to shit.
I prefer my toilet, my throne.
The one hero of this movie
I also
is that,
prefer Greg's toilet.
Saying that though, I can't wait to poop in Seamus' toilet tomorrow. Coming to get
oh my
you.
god, it's so clean, I bet.
It is.
Clean.
Seamus has cleanest toilet on the podcast, Seamus, easily.
I'd bet on that.
Yeah, I would bet on that as well too.
All right, so I mean, we have the hero of this doc. We have Jen, who's the stewardess who has to like get on the fucking speaker and tell everyone, like, all right, well, we're fucked, and you have to shit in bags now. She was pretty badass. She's probably the hero of the of this documentary, in my opinion. And there was also that badass chef who's like, I knew when the water came up, we were fucked. And he's like, I looked in the toilet and it looked like a poop lasagna. And I was like, whoa.
I just like how he kept saying, like, man, shit was everywhere, man. It was bad, man.
This boat's a real dump.
Yeah.
I love how the Russian girl was just like constantly saying, like, oh yeah, we were always fucking. Everybody was fucking. When shit went down, she's like, what? These people are complaining? Like, welcome to the authoritarian like, dictatorship. Eat your onion sandwich and shut up.
So, I have a confession. I didn't even watch this one.
Oh.
I could try. I fell asleep. It was so boring.
I mean, you pretty much just got the basis of what the whole thing's about.
I'm breaking
so.
it down for you right now. That's why we're doing the podcast.
Well, yeah, I mean, I think, there's a great, middle point where, like, all right, we're allowed to piss in the showers, so everybody pissed in the shower till it was full to the brim. Yep. And then the
boat tipped a little bit.
Yeah, well, he's like, finally, help shows up. It's a little fucking tugboat that's gonna tow them to shore. Unbeknownst to them, it slightly tipped the boat, so all the piss in the showers is now at their feet.
Oh, man.
People did shit in the shower as well, too, so there was feces.
Of course they did.
Yeah, exactly. So people did some waffle stompers.
You're telling me that on a fully functional cruise ship that people don't shit in the shower? I don't buy it. So
Well, I'm just wondering what would happen in the air. Like, so actually, this kind of just happened on my flight on Friday to South Carolina.
You had to shit in a bag?
No, it could have came to that though. If we were going to like Europe or something.
The poop flight.
So they told everyone they couldn't use the toilets weren't flushed and they were overflowing and they couldn't use it anymore. So I'm like, oh man, we're lucky this is an hour and 40-minute flight and not like a 7 or 8 hour flight. So that could have been pretty bad in the air. Shit cruise in the air. Shit plane.
No,
Trainwreck shit plane.
Seamus Rogers in shit plane.
I'm holding out for the poopy train.
I'd rather use the bathroom at all on a plane. I'll go before I get on, so I don't have to.
You would have been Devin on the fucking poop cruise.
I am not pooping in this peanut bag.
I mean, I'll poop in a bag if I gotta go. If it's not in front of a fucking plane or a boat full of people. But...
He found like a secret bathroom and like.
Oh, I know. I heard pray tell of one functioning toilet.
I would have done the same exact thing. I mean, I would have told the people I was with. That would have been the biggest held secret of the cruise.
On the one hand, like if you're just stuck on a ship, you might as well wander around and see what you can find. But yeah, like just shit in the bag and get it over with, bro. You're gonna be fine.
You'll be a better person for it.
That's right.
You walk out of your clean bathroom with like plugging your nose and be like, oh my God, don't go in there. It's horrible. And then it's like, meanwhile, it's like fucking pristine in there. There's like a butler in there drying your hands.
Anyone who owns a dog can show you how to tie it off and wing it real good so that cruise ship that comes by that still has working toilets, you could have been at least 2 or 3 people from your ship. No problem.
So now I'm thinking of a shit plane scenario where like terrorists take over and make everybody poop in the bag at their seat with the bag that comes down.
That's vindictive. I like it.
Put it on Tubi. All right, guys, let's jump to the next documentary. Now, this next one was another wonderful one. Greg, can you tell us what this next documentary is, please?
So this is the Astroworld tragedy. It centers around the tragic crowd surge that occurred at Travis Scott's Astroworld Festival in Houston, Texas on November 5th, 2021. The film explores the events leading up to, during, and after the disaster that resulted in 10 fatalities and over 100 injuries.
Yeah, the shorthand of that is Travis Scott sells shitty overpriced sneakers and didn't take time to listen to the person in his ear saying, there's people dying down here, and didn't stop his show.
We're going to do one more song. No, they're dead. No, but yeah, roll it.
I mean, I don't even know one of his songs.
I don't either.
When I was watching this documentary, I think I'd heard of him a couple times, but I don't even know who he is.
I know his sneakers. I don't know his music, and I don't really care to because he seems like a fucking moron.
Yeah, I'm not into his music, but like seeing like his crowd, he definitely does play a fucking hyped show. The crowds are fucking crazy.
I don't remember them actually saying that people were dying to him. I never got that part in the documentary. I didn't see that.
I'm sorry. You don't get to be on a stage show like that with an actual in-ear monitor with someone communicating to you what's going on and not be aware of the fact that people are being, even if they didn't die, let's just say they got taken to the hospital. You stop the fucking show. I went to
hearing all the shit in the background.
That's bullshit. He's got an in-ear monitor to be
with all those guys like talking about all the shit in his ear.
I don't buy it. I don't buy it for a fucking second. So
I blame Live Nation more than I blame
They probably didn't even tell him.
But so as an artist, I mean, it's not your job to protect the people. I mean, yes, obviously, when shit's getting out of hand, if someone's saying shit's getting wild, you should stop or slow it down, aka, we'll touch on Fred Durst probably later. You got to slow it down, and like, there's many artists that stop a show and say, like, listen, step back, please.
Tool's done that before.
Please take a step back. Like, don't hurt the person.
I've been at a No Effects show, a band full of drunks and drug addicts, where they watched someone fall off the pit and hit his head on the guardrail, and they literally stopped the show with like an hour left because of what happened. So to say that it can't happen is just fucking nuts.
And I'm not saying that he didn't know anything. I'm just saying, nor am I how much he knew.
Yeah. I definitely think
it was just the design, the design of the stage, like those places where the people couldn't even get out of. Like, there's no exit from. Like, you're just cramming them all in. And not to say the people sneaking in and swarming the place.
They said right off the bat, like once they saw the layout and how many people were coming, like this is going to be bad.
Right. Anybody who puts a show on should have known that. Live Nation should have known that shit.
Yeah, they started chipping away at the audience max. It was like at like 100,000, and they're like, nah, 75, and they like settled for like 50, and they said like an additional like 5,000 snuck in.
What really tells me that Travis is a piece of shit is his apology video and how disingenuous it was.
It was for sure.
And why did he touch his head so much?
I can't believe someone whose music has so much auto-tune in it would be disingenuous.
Hey, Lil Dicky uses a lot of auto-tune. I'm not saying Travis Scott is good, but obviously the dude puts on a hype show. I mean, he's a fucking asshole.
I hear shows are to die for.
I mean, they should have shut the show down when the people were swarming through the gates. I mean, for sure.
They didn't have anywhere near enough staff. Like, they knew that right off the bat, too. They're like, we don't have enough staff for this. And, like, you have to be able to hire an event staff if you're going to throw a fucking event that can maintain that kind of fucking crowd.
What the fuck was a 9-year-old doing there?
Well, that's, parenting in the 2020s. The dude who was like I forget what his title was, but the guy who basically said like, I'm the last person you want to go to a concert with because I'll like ruin all the fun. That guy had some of the most interesting commentary of the majority of these Trainwreck documentaries.
Yeah. You gotta love that he's a straight shooter all day long.
For sure.
Well, you're up on at parties.
Right. Well, at least he admits it.
So, I mean, what do we think of this one, guys? Do we enjoy it? I mean, it made me think Travis Scott's an asshole, and I'm glad I never listened to his music to begin with.
Yeah, he's a piece of shit.
Well, again, he is a piece of shit. Again, as an artist, I don't put the blame fully on him. I'll say
I
at
don't
least,
either.
but I do put a lot. I don't
know how much he knew. Like I said, I don't know how much he knew, but his apology video was sad.
I saw Chuck D make a speech about it, saying how, like, it's the venue's job to protect these people.
Absolutely, but he has the power to stop it.
Yeah, he's got the mic. Exactly.
It's also the venue's job to be in the artist's ear in a show like this and tell him what's going on with something like that. So maybe he didn't know, but he also didn't have the people around him to enable him to know. So it's on him either way, because he's the one who encouraged that environment. He's the one who made a hype show, which is cool, except no one wants to, get their face stomped simply because they went to go see some fucking rapper.
He definitely shares the blame with Live Nation, the people running the show.
I listened to some podcasts where they were talking about there was like a satanic angle. Live Nation were like satanic warlords. It was like such a crazy theory. This podcast was talking about it like it was real. Like, are they being serious here? What's going on?
I mean, I feel like you could say Live Nation is godless or something like that, but I don't know that I would call them Satan incarnate. They're just fucking a corporation.
People
They're the American dream.
Love Jesus and would never put themselves in an event like this.
They were also talking about the music industry as a whole as well, too, like how satanic the music industry is, and this was just a sacrifice to the music industry. It was a fucking wild theory. I definitely disliked how crazy the kids were when they, like, rushed the fences. This shit was insane. Like, you can tell it's going to be out of control. I know, but I've never gone to a concert where I'm like...
Yeah, well, you weren't raised to be a piece of shit.
Yeah, that's true.
You know what, man? I have, like, I don't know. At my work, I got, like, 10 Gen Z kids that all work underneath me. I tell them what to do all day and shit, point them in the right direction, give them life advice they don't want to hear. I can never get any of them to move as fast as those kids move to that Travis Scott show, man. That fence came down.
I mean, don't they say that's part of the hype of what Astroworld was, though, was just this lawless abandon of, whatever to go with, like... And again, I'm not a fan, but in the previous ones, don't they say that rushing the gate was almost like part of the tradition of this stupid festival?
I think so.
Yeah. So it's, again, that's, whether you want to blame him or not, that's on him for creating that kind of environment where that shit flies. You can only invite chaos so far before chaos is like, all right, well, fuck you too. And then, chaos always wins.
Never trust somebody who touches their head 45 times in a 30-second apology.
The gateway entrance was like a satanic symbol as well, supposedly. It was in some like
oh my fucking god
painting.
I hate fucking going to theme parks. I just went to a theme park, and it made me realize how much I hate every other family in the pretty much entire world, because I'm just like there's kids fucking under my feet and shit. I'm like, what the fuck? Who are these fucking assholes? And then their parents are just like looking at their phones and shit. I'm like, fuck you. I hate you. I'm going to step on your goddamn kid. And Travis Scott liked a theme park so much. He made an album about it and threw a festival over it. Theme park people are assholes.
In fairness, I get that same experience going to the grocery store every week. So
yeah, true. So on my flight out, there was this kid, Liam. Everybody hated Liam on the plane. He would not stop screaming. And so my buddies were stuck next to him. I was a little further up on the plane. And they
Did you hit him?
It was torturous. And so on the ride back, I heard a kid acting up. And I was like, we all got off the plane. And I was like, oh, man. Liam was up to his fucking shite again, right? And they're like, yeah, no doubt. And I was like, it was really Liam? They're like, yeah, it was the same fucking kid. Right back. I'm like, oh shit, that fucking kid.
Oh fuck.
I have the list of the deaths, and obviously they died because like they were getting suffocated because the people were like crushed together like sardines. There was no room to move at all. It was like a swaying crowd, and some people got knocked over and couldn't get back up. I mean, there was a fucking 9-year-old kid who died, which is fucking insane.
The 9-year-old kid shouldn't have been there.
Yeah, for sure. So I won't read the deaths, but I'll just say, RIP to the 10 that died.
This is a bummer, man.
The average age was 19 and a half of all the 10 people who died.
I know myself, John just talked about going to see NoFX, one of the greatest punk bands of all time. And I think a lot of it depends on the fucking crowd, because I've been to punk shows and like hardcore shows. You get knocked down within seconds of someone putting their hand down to fucking help you back up.
No other scene is like that. That's what punk rock is.
Yeah, but there were so many people that they couldn't even do that.
Yeah, well, punks and metalheads know how to open up a pit regardless of how many people are in there. I'm pretty sure if it was not a rap show, they would have opened it up one way or another.
Yeah, I was going to say, if only some punks had liked Travis Scott.
Dude, I mean, it's got to be fucking horrifying. Like, you fall, and then all of a sudden someone's on top of you, and someone's on top of them, dude. That's
Yeah,
gotta
and
be
you
fucking
can't
scary
breathe, and
shit,
you're just
man.
fucking suffocating under fucking people. It's fucking horrible.
I mean, I'm not saying Gen Z kids are weak, but I would have manned my way out of that shit in seconds.
I would have chewed someone's leg off.
Oh, I ain't going out like that.
I mean, breathing is fairly overrated, but I hear what you're saying. So,
Jack.
That's the quickest way to
breathe?
take someone out. Cut off the airflow.
I mean, obviously, out of all three of these, this would be the easiest to survive. You would just stay in the back. No, but for real, it's better than the Poopcruise. It's better than Woodstock. You just stay. I mean, it has the most deaths, but like, are you really gonna? I mean, I'm not gonna be. I'm not trying to be, an asshole. I'm not gonna be deep in a crowd. Like when I go to Silver Sun, I'm hoping to be like just chilling on some mushrooms and fucking having a couple drinks.
I don't like being tight in the front crowd either. I like to just have my own space. Leave me alone.
Yeah, exactly. Like, so I would have been in the back or at least in the middle. And if anybody would have started falling, I would have picked them up or tried my best.
Yeah,
to.
I'm there to have a good
and then
time.
probably got pulled under myself.
Not have your sweat and elbows all over me.
I would have left well before Travis Scott got on stage and be like, this is fucking lame, and gone somewhere else.
Yeah, it's the best preventative method. Is just don't go.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
I mean, there's so many better rap shows to go to. I mean, I've been to hundreds of rap shows, never died once.
I'm going to Deltron 3030, baby. Woo!
I've only been to like several rap shows, but I have also yet to manage to die from them. So,
Yeah, I'm thriving. It's 2020 thrive, and I'm doing
I've
it.
actually died twice, but
Well, you only got a couple more tops.
what am I, a cat?
No, you're half cat.
Cat
People, they only get 4.5 to 5.
4.5 to 5.
You won't turn back into a full human till you have coitus with your mom.
It's not the mom.
It's always the mom. What the fuck?
That's Sleepwalker. Or
Yeah.
Did you ever heard of Sigmund Freud? It's always mom, bro. Come on. Bukowski? Come on. Get with it,
I
Craig.
love my mom. But not like that.
Just stay out of her bagel bites. Craig! Are you eating my bagel bites down there? Shut up, Mom.
Mom, those are my bagel bites.
I asked you to buy them for me.
I went to Kennedy. Those are my bagel bites.
All right, Seamus, what is this last one we're about to talk about?
Also, Linda liked Papagino's. She wasn't messing around with bagel bites.
Yeah, she liked Papagino's and green pepper.
Gross. Papagino's is terrible.
All right, so we're done with moving into Woodstock.
Yeah, man. I mean, it's peace, love, and music, man.
Woodstock 99 was billed as a weekend of peace and love, but it quickly devolved into a 3-day lesson in human misery. It was held on scorching hot concrete former Air Force Base. The festival goers were subjected to triple-digit temperatures, shockingly overpriced water, and sanitation so bad that people were swimming in a cocktail of mud, human excrement, and a whole lot of bacteria.
They look like they were having fun with it, though.
Yeah, I think most of them genuinely thought that it was mud.
Yeah,
Yeah, they did.
stinky mud.
As the days went on, the crowd's peace and love vibes morphed into rage and fire. It all culminated on the final night when, in a moment of brilliant festival planning, organizers handed out candles for a candlelight vigil. The dehydrated, frustrated masses promptly used them to light everything on fire, turning
As
the
you do.
event into a pyropalooza. The whole thing was less a celebration of music and more a cautionary tale about what happens when you charge people a fortune and let them get dehydrated on a tarmac. Yeah, so let's go through this. I just got some key points to discuss. Obviously, you guys interrupt whenever you want.
Great. My first interruption then, Seamus. When putting together the roster of bands, who thought, oh man, what's going to bring this crowd together?
Dave Matthews Band and Limp Bizkit.
How about, I don't know, Jonathan Davis talking about his dad molesting him? That's going to bring people together.
Right after Alanis Morissette.
Then you put on Bush. I bet you John Scheer, that piece of shit, when like Bush came on, he must have been like, whew, crisis averted.
I love glycerine.
He took his shirt off and it started raining and he just played Glycerine. It's like, oh, this is all right.
So let's talk about the price gouging. The venue management, in particular, figures like John Scherer took advantage of the crowd. How the simple act of greed fueled the anger of the crowd from the very beginning. Also, the fact that they took their water at the start.
Yeah, it's bullshit.
So you're going to take away water, and then you're going to, upcharge them on everything, and then you don't even have enough water or even clean water for the whole event. Like your lack
Yet
of
somehow this is the blueprint for every fucking festival to happen after 1999.
right. The lack of basic amenities, no water, no clean bathrooms. I mean, the horrific state of the porta potties and the shit mud that people were sliding in.
Yeah.
And then they had the decision to cut sanitation and trash services. Just a clear disregard for all the well-being of the attendees.
Yeah, I was listening to one of the guys saying that it was Mark from Death Entertainment saying that like the second day looked like it was like 3 months.
It looked like a war ground.
Yeah, he said the porta potties. It was all so nasty. But like, yeah, he said with the price gouging, 94 they didn't make money. They like broke even. This was the one where they wanted to make money. Like they wanted to make. They did make money this time.
No, I'm pretty sure they went into debt and still owed.
Oh, really? I could have sworn that
they might have made money until they got out of there, and then they probably got their ass sued out of them and lost all that money and then some.
Yeah, I could have sworn Michael Lang had was worth like $10 million when he died.
I mean, it doesn't mean he didn't make out.
Yeah, they continue to raise the prices of water as well too.
As the week went on, they're raising
supply and demand.
Porta potties quickly became unusable. They began to overflow. The sewage would mix with everything, the broken pipes. So thirsty people had broken water pipes to get free water, but that water had become contaminated with human waste.
Which is fucking disgusting. They found that out like
disgusting.
The second day, and that chick got trench mouth.
Yeah, trench mouth and skin rashes.
It's fucking medieval times, dude.
Yeah.
I gotta say though, I wish the rest of the Trainwreck series, like all these other documentaries that they're doing, I wish they put as much into every other one of these as they did into the Woodstock one, because it's just so much better and so much more thought out and well produced than the rest of the series has been.
I mean, I've only seen a couple of them, but like Astroworld was short and they barely went into anything, and this one at least, they covered a lot of stuff,
And that one's actually good compared to like, Ryan said, I think it was Ryan said earlier, like the PI Moms one is just fucking dumb. Like, why did you even make me waste 40 minutes to watch this?
Now I know not to.
The Rob Ford one is moderately entertaining, but also kind of pisses you off because then you realize America's doing the same thing that Canada did like 10 years ago, except our president is a little less Chris Farley-like. Like most of them, I mean, I kind of like that some of these stories you can, like, they're quick bites, you can get in and out without having to waste your whole afternoon. Right. But it definitely feels like they're like just Cliff Notes theater on everything except for the Woodstock one.
Well, they're probably...
I am so glad you said the Chris Farley, because the whole time I was watching that Rob Ford one, I was like, fuck, dude, this is what would have won Chris Farley a fucking award if he was still alive. Because the whole time, the guy's coked out of his fucking mind. He has manic energy. It's like, this is Chris fucking Farley.
Especially when he rickrolls that one lady in Parliament or whatever when he's running up the aisle. That's Chris Farley to a T. So,
my theory is that these weren't done by the same people. It's just the Trainwreck series took them or bought them or whatever.
I don't think they are. I think it's like the 30 for 30 series or what's the other one they do? The sports one they do on Netflix. It's just whoever wants to handle this subject, they let them do it.
Right.
I mean, you gotta imagine these are fucking easy as shit to make anyway. They have like all these washed up has-beens that they want to get, we're going to interview you for this documentary. We'll pay you some money. They're like, oh, yeah, definitely. And then it's all just clips. So, I mean.
And a lot of these are kind of like what a lot of, not anyone in this room, but a lot of podcasts and a lot of YouTube channels are turned into, where they're literally just reading a Wikipedia page to you and throwing a couple clips in. That's all they're fucking doing with some of these.
Yeah.
Oh, for sure.
Why haven't I thought of that?
And I can't believe that out of all the shit you went through, like you were talking about like suffocating the crowd. After Korn's set, like, man, I'd be terrified. I'm like, I'm staying back in the back.
I'm not even a fan of Korn, but that set looked intense. I would have been all for that.
Like, those people fighting for their lives out there.
Yeah, but that looked like a hell of a set, though. I'll give him
Oh
that.
yeah,
So-
man.
Listening to Jonathan Davis talk about it, he said there's like no drug in the world that could ever compare to that.
Oh, I bet.
Just having control of that many people, that shit is insane.
Mhm.
I was just watching from my bed, and I could feel the tension that was in
Oh,
that
yeah.
crowd, man. Like, they were ready to erupt. And if there's, if back in 99, if there's a band that's going to make you fucking shoot your shit and beat the fuck out of everyone, it's going to be Korn. I mean,
Yeah, we watched that on
they
pay-per-view.
fucking rocked that crowd.
At Seamus's dad's basement. I forgot where it was. That was that basement where we could sneak out the side sliding glass door and smoke weed. I forgot which basement that was.
Oh, were you guys watching this on pay-per-view?
Oh yeah, dude, I remember
their-
seeing Flea's
okay.
dick. Yeah.
The highlights.
I mean, that was like one of my first dicks on live TV. I'll never forget it.
Yeah,
what about yours?
I never watched it on pay-per-view, but I do remember because it was on like one of the scrambled porn channels, basically. I forget which band it was, but I caught like it might have been The Offspring. Maybe it was, I don't know. One of them was up there, and I could hear it, but I couldn't see it. I was like, oh, is that a guitar? Kind of like you do with a nipple or whatever. So
Yep.
I can't believe only 3 people died during this festival, though.
well,
Yeah, it was 2 drug overdoses, I think, and 1 guy that got ran over. Well,
There was a chick who got ran over, I think. She was in like a sleeping bag in a tent when the concert was over, like on like a Monday or a Tuesday, and a truck fucking, well, not to laugh about it, but I guess I just did. A truck ran her over.
but there were
I'll edit that in.
there were over 5,000 injuries, though.
Yeah. Oh my God.
this also isn't the first Woodstock where people died at. Like there were a bunch of people that died from drug overdoses at the first Woodstock. There were people that died from all kinds of horrible shit at Woodstock in '94. So
I'm just talking about from what I saw of it and like the conditions they were in, like in the heat. I'm just surprised more people didn't die of heat exhaustion or even just being crushed or not being able to breathe during some of those.
I mean, it's no Astroworld.
yeah, I think the difference with this one is that it was more on camera. Like the other one, you saw clips of Green Day doing their shit and stuff, but like outside of Green Day in '94, who was at Woodstock '94? Exactly. Like everyone knows this one because this one was on. Okay, I could have Googled it in that time too, but this one was
I know.
like,
I remember the dress.
oh, okay. This is the one that like this was like a live event like across the country. Like you might not be able to watch the entire set, but like MTV was all over this like garbage for all 3 days and like a week leading up to it. So it definitely was the most public event of all these, in that you couldn't really avoid how bad all the shit was.
See, I just listened to a podcast on Woodstock 99, and they read off the bands that played in 94, and the bands in 94 appealed to me more. Like, it was like straight up 90s, like Stone Temple Pilots and fucking
more grunge.
Blind Melon and all these awesome groups I love.
Greg, if you hadn't just listened to that podcast, aside from Green Day, who was at that? Like, would you remember
Blind Melon was there because I was a Blind Melon fan, and I knew Shannon Hoon wore the wedding dress.
I was a Stone Temple Pilots fan. I didn't know that Stone Temple Pilots were there because I didn't give a shit because I wasn't going. So
I don't remember last Friday, so I don't remember. I couldn't tell you who fucking played.
Don't get me wrong. There was a lot of awesome bands at 99 that I would have loved to seen. Like, I would have loved to be into that Korn show. That would have been fucking sick.
We didn't even like Korn back then.
I didn't like Korn back then, but I definitely have respect for Korn. I have respect for all musicians. Have you ever heard of this band called Soul Asylum?
Yeah, Runaway Train.
Speaking of Runaway Train, but Korn, Limp Bizkit, Red Hot Chili Peppers, like those were like pretty much out of.
I do not have respect for the Red Hot Chili Peppers.
No, I'm not saying that.
Yeah.
I'm just saying out of all the
like
bands, all the bands at Woodstock 99, those bands had like the biggest headline. Korn, crowd, Limp Bizkit with like provoking the crowd, and Red Hot Chili Peppers with burning the place down.
Korn was like the highlight of night one. Limp Bizkit Saturday, and then Chili Peppers took it all off the third night.
They passed out candles at the end of the night. Like, that's a good idea. Let's fucking pass out candles, because it was like the Columbine reunion, or not?
Yeah, the absurdity of them giving out candles to a dehydrated, angry mob. It was a recipe for a disaster. Like pissed off pyromaniacs took advantage of it.
It's not just that; it's the absurdity of them thinking that a crowd in 1999 that's full of people who came to see Korn and Limp Bizkit are going to respond the same as a crowd in was it 69 or whenever the first one
Oh,
was,
absolutely.
that went to see fucking probably, I don't know, Van Morrison and Jimi Hendrix. It's not the same.
Crosby, Stills, and Nash.
Yeah, exactly.
Plus, they were ripping off boards and shit, and like surfing on boards.
I don't know about you guys, but when I'm ready to tear shit up, I turn up some Janis Joplin and go the fuck off. So
I'm more of Sheryl Crow. Just the fact, the whole culmination of it all happened, you know, when Red Hot Chili Peppers played like Jimi Hendrix Fire. I mean,
Yeah.
but
I'm not trying to make like too big a thing of it, but it should never happen at Lilith Fair ever.
I mean,
what's
yeah.
Lilith Fair?
It's another festival.
So no accountability. Like John Scheer, the scumbag, who, you know, took no culpability. You know, he was like blaming Fred Durst for the riots, you know, shifting the blame from the events organizers to the performers.
I mean, I blame a lot of things in my life on Fred Durst, but I'm not going to blame that on him.
He definitely was instigating the crowd. I mean, he didn't give a shit.
That's his job, though. That's his job at that show.
I agree. That's his persona. That's what their band was.
Yeah, they got in his ear and told him to calm the crowd down, and he did say that. He said, "I don't want people to get injured, but I don't want you guys to calm down either." And there was a point where they actually kind of turned his mic down, and he was like, "Hey, what's up?" And they went in his ear and said, "Listen, if you don't calm the crowd down, we're gonna shut your mic off." And they ended up cutting him short. Those guys got cut short.
Fred Durst is the only person that wears a red hat that I respect now.
Yeah.
They definitely rocked the crowd like Warren the night before.
I just want to say that Lilith Fair joke went super hard, and you guys did not give it the respect it deserves. Bullshit.
I feel like I'm the only one here who knew what Lilith Fair was.
I feel like it's always funnier if you explain it.
Yeah.
It's true.
You'll look it up later, like, oh, Ryan, comedic genius. All right, go ahead, Seamus, your next point.
You know, what about how different this would be today? Like with the social media and, you know, imagine the stories, the videos.
Water would be more expensive.
200,000 lawsuits. Yeah, they
God.
were like $12 then. Imagine they would be like $32 now for a water bottle.
Let's talk about Fat Boy Slim. Fat Boy Slim was in the rave tent. Some fucking idiot
got in a van or
stole a
truck.
fucking van or a truck and drove through the rave party while they were raping a girl in the back. And then that John Scheer guy had like a quote with like, well, there was like, you know, 5,000 people. You know, if you had 5,000 people in a city, you know, there'd probably be about that much rapes.
There was a lot more than the one we know about. Like, think of the poor women and kids at that show. Like,
One rape is a fucking issue. Like, come on now, dude.
So how many of them, like, had it happen, didn't even know it?
People were probably like passing out and they were getting like helped back to the tent and probably getting groped on the way fucking back, you know?
absolutely, it's sad. Nobody was there like protecting anybody.
Yeah.
It was like
It's all because of Fred fucking Durst.
Yeah, there was a lot of red hats. Hey.
I'm trying to find a Fat Boy Slim joke, but none of them seem appropriate.
Yeah,
So, go
you know,
ahead.
what about the security? I mean, speaking of that, what a joke! The Peace Patrol.
Oh my God,
Like,
yeah.
a large portion of the security staff, they were volunteers from like a local church, and many of them had quit the first night, leaving the security to a small number of poorly trained staff. You know, they were overwhelmed.
In fairness, if I take a job as Woodstock security, that sounds like a bullshit job to begin with. Like,
Oh, absolutely.
come on.
At one point, they were selling this
Yeah, they were
shirt for like
selling their
$100.
shirts and grabbing their other.
Right.
They had like backup shirts.
This Peace Patrol, these were just kids partying up with the paid guests. They were just like the concert goers.
I beat the fuck out of any church security guard, guaranteed.
Yeah, and that shit was crazy when like after it went out and they were like rioting and like breaking shit, and then they all started like running towards like the vendors, and the vendors like shut their fucking
Yeah.
shit, like shut their lights off, and they're like, oh shit, hopefully they don't come in here. And of course they fucking do, and like tear the place
They
apart.
like take all the food and shit.
They like rob money and food
Good.
and booze, everything.
Karma, scumbags.
You talk about not feeling bad about shit. So
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I wouldn't feel bad after the way they gouged them the whole weekend and took your water away at the start. Like, that should be illegal.
They had like a brand new car they were auctioning off, and they like flipped it over and fucking lit it on
Yeah.
fire.
When you have like people staying overnight and it's that hot multiple days, like, you have to supply them with water.
Yeah, dude, you remember Seamus when we went to, and Ryan, he was well, when we were at the Great Went or the Lemon Wheel, the fish show, and it was at an Air Force base, and like there was no escaping the heat. I had poison ivy, and I had bags of ice over my face, dude. Like I just had them on and I was tripping balls with like bags of ice on my face.
We had the overflown fucking porta potties as well. I think I went that whole weekend without pooping because I was not going near.
Why isn't there a video of this excursion that you guys went on?
Did we even have cell phones?
No. I remember walking by Greg, like sitting on the ground, like sunburnt, poison ivy face and arms and
He had a
shit.
cast on too.
Yeah.
I didn't want to make eye contact. He was like, "This kid is fucked." Gross.
I remember
bro.
that hippie chick walked up to me by the porta potties. It was like raining pee on the fucking driveway, and she's like, "You got any painkillers, man?" And I was like tripping out, and I was like, "No." She's like, "You got painkillers, man. I know you do." And I like started laughing, and I was like, "I don't." Because I had like poison ivy, a broken arm. Like, oh my god, I was in rough shape, dude. Woo.
Yeah.
We weren't even really friends then, anyway. That was back, and you're like, "I'm a football star. I don't know you." Then I made you the man you are today.
After I'd like hurt my knee and had to fight back, get back in reality. You're,
Like-
you're not just a jock, man. You're a normal guy, man. And then we became friends.
It's not your fault.
It was my fault.
It's not your
I
fault.
wore illegal cleats. Illegal cleats.
So, Greg, did you wear the cleats to the fish show? Because that would be a good move.
I wore my shoulder pads and my cleats. No,
Just the cleats.
I quit football every year because I was like, I couldn't handle it. And then I came back one year and the team voted me back on and I wore illegal cleats and I tore my ACL the first game. So.
Oh.
You're just always injured.
I remember just looking at you from across the room and thinking, "Man, I hope that kid hurts himself so we can be friends someday."
I hope his career goes to the shitter.
Oh
So
my
he'll
god!
come
I
back.
stuffed Ryan in the locker so many times. Like I'd walk by him, I'd look him up, be like, "Just give me a fucking reason. Just give me a reason."
I was skinny back then. You could have put me in a locker. Now, not so much, Greg.
I ain't going in a locker now. But anyways, let's back to Woodstock. We'll wrap it up. At the end of the festival, like many people who were not camping were unable to leave because the organizers prevented rideshare services and shuttle buses from entering the grounds. So like thousands of people were stranded there at the end of it. This also led to more assaults and injuries, and like people were just trying to find their way home. I totally would have been out of there. I would have had enough.
What day did Rage play? Because that's about when I would have been like, all right, I can leave now. So
They were Saturday night.
I probably would have gotten out of there after that. So
It was like Limp Bizkit and then somebody else, and then like Rage.
yeah, that's probably about where I would be like, all right,
Did they even
that's
show
enough of this
Rage
shit.
in the documentary?
They show them for like a minute, but they're not like one of the highlights of the documentary.
They're not, but they burned an upside down American flag, and nobody even said anything about it.
The only time I saw Rage was on their second appearance on Saturday Night Live.
I saw them. I saw them with Wu-Tang Clan when I was in high school. So
Well, that's awesome. Rage Against the Machine was banned from Saturday Night Live after the first appearance. I mean, it's a certain demographic might understand that joke and probably email me and say, "Ryan, you're a comedic genius. I don't know. These other guys are holding you back. You should probably go solo. A solo podcast might be a better choice for you. But, you do you, Ryan. You're so handsome."
Wu-Tang forever.
There's a great sign on the side of the road when I go to drop my kid off at school. Right before the school, it says, "Presidents are temporary. Wu-Tang is forever."
There's a guy up the street from me that has one of those. I approve of it. It's the only political
Same.
time that I'm like not sick of seeing. So
All right, Seamus, do you have any other big points you'd like to make about Woodstock 1999?
Nope.
I mean, out of the three of these, definitely the best. It was made the best. It's the most researched. I think like maybe that one. I think that was the first one that came out of the
It
Trainwreck
was.
series, and maybe after
Yeah.
that was a hit.
That
to,
came
like,
out
let's keep
around
spitting these
COVID time, didn't
motherfuckers
it?
out. Maybe.
I did want to say that Michael Lang died of non-Hodgkin's lymphoma on January 9th, 2022.
What about John Shear? That
He's
motherfucker
still
is-
alive, wearing his fucking baseball hat.
Fucker.
And then Ozzy Kilkenny was also involved. Those were like the three Woodstock dudes. But John Shear,
Well.
fuck him.
Well, thanks for all those death updates, Greg, for sure.
We're only a few years away from Woodstock, 29.
Well, so he tried to do it in 2019.
He tries to do it every couple of years because he's probably not very good with his money and thinks he can just rip people off again.
Now he can't do it because he's dead.
Yeah.
Oh, Michael
Oh,
Lang.
shit.
Yeah. So I also heard that pay-per-view was like told to like film the titties and obviously film Flea's dick.
That's what everyone wants to see.
Zoom in on Flea's dick.
Greg could not stop talking about Flea's dick.
It was great. I
I
mean,
told him he had to sleep. We were sleeping in separate rooms then.
yeah, I remember.
He's still talking about it all these years later in podcast form.
Yeah. It all comes
You
back.
could probably
full
get a
circle.
replica. I'm sure they're online right now.
Imagine if only we could have 8K Flea dick. You need 8K to see a Flea's dick.
So when I did a search for a replica of Flea's dick, it actually pulled up a flea that is shaped like a dick, not Flea the artist.
How much?
$9.49.
Well, not to brag, guys, but I am an Adam and Eve Platinum member, so if you want me to order it for you,
What
I'll
is
do
that? Like you get a discount on Monostat 7?
There's a whole bag of dicks that's only $12, and I can't tell how big they are, but they look girthy.
It's probably
Well,
a
how big is the bag?
mix of sizes in the bag.
It says novelty items. So
They're like throwing dicks. I get it.
I also put out a poll asking the people what situation they would thrive in more: Travis Scott's Astroworld, Woodstock, or all of the above, or the Poopcruise.
Poop ship destroyer.
And Woodstock 99 took it with 50% of the votes. Travis Scott got 25%, and all of the above got 25%, and Poopcruise got 0.
See, I think I would have been a king of the poop cruise. You know what? I would have had everyone shit. I would have cannibalized a couple people by that point. I would have thrived.
I would have been the one to find that secret bathroom.
nothing enhances your bag shitting quite like cannibalism. So
Absolutely. I don't know what your guys' problem is.
I got to say that those polls are probably flawed. That's really just people saying I want to go see Korn and Limp Bizkit or
Right.
Travis Scott, not sending a boat full of shit.
I don't think they were paying attention to all the horrors we were just talking about.
No.
All right. Well, I mean, that does it for our train wreck conversation. John, I really want to hone in on you now. Tell us everything about the podcast.
Everything?
I want to know everything.
We're a little rinky-dink production that happens to be housed on the You Run Podcast Network. We talk about garbage. We talk about shit. And we talk about... Well, we've only talked about one or two movies with boats on them. So we kind of cover all the bases that we've covered on this episode, just spread out over about 200 episodes. We have new episodes up every Tuesday. And currently you can go listen to us talk about Ice Cube being on a 2-hour-long Zoom meeting. It's fucking glorious.
Great episode. I also want to put in a formal request for Run, Ronnie, Run.
You've told me that 3 times this week. It's on the list.
He just wants to keep being on your podcast, John.
Aha.
And when you talk about it, I don't know, maybe I could swing in there.
And that's already planned. And again, Run, Ronnie, Run has been requested 12 times now, all by Greg this week. So,
That's what I do.
That might have been your best Dewey Podmonster self-promotion I heard. Usually you're very self-deprecating, and tonight you were not. So, thank you for keeping it positive in lieu of the train wrecks we just spoke of, John.
I mean, you can only talk about, being surrounded by shit in so many ways before you have to kind of lighten the mood a little bit.
No complaints about Travis Scott's bathroom amenities, so that's a bonus.
I can't imagine they would have been good if everything else was so under planned. Do you think they were you know what? We didn't get enough space for all these people. We didn't have enough, all the other things that people need, but toilets were ready to go.
Yeah. 10 deaths, but the bathroom was nice and the food was decently priced.
Gen Z kids don't poop a lot anyway. It's too much work, and they just focus on vaping. Nobody's talking about popcorn lung anymore. What's going on with
true.
popcorn lung?
I think if you just live on vape and Skittles and Red 40 or 30, you don't really poop a lot.
That doesn't sound like the worst life choice, I gotta say.
Your poop's like vapor because they vape so much.
Oh, that'd be awesome. You just get a gigantic cloud coming out of your ass every time you
Then
take a
these kids
swat.
would be fucking inhaling each other's farts.
It's like envy. How do we know they're
You
not?
say they
They're not
don't
already.
already?
All right.
A fart pod challenge. Whew.
Right.
Just kidding, Gen Z. We love you, even though
Fuck you,
nobody
Gen
in
Z.
your demographic listens to us.
Eat a dick.
We have
True
more
story.
in the 60 to 75 demographic that listen to us than you. I'm relatable. I'm fun. I make you guys laugh at work, and probably like a little nervous because I talk real loud. The other day at work, they all use my Bluetooth speaker, Greg. So
Whoa. Are you tell me you don't use the traditional kitchen Bluetooth speaker, which is just like a bowl turned over with a phone in it?
I bring my own. I gotta have music. I'm there 13 hours a day. I can't listen to a bowl of music.
This is why the Gen Z isn't catching up. They're like, what's this? You gonna eat your pus podcast? I can't do that. They don't even listen to their podcast through a bowl.
One bowl of music, please.
So basically, my speaker gets hoarded out throughout the day. As soon as we open, I go to the front kitchen and I cook all day, and they use my speaker and listen to terrible music.
Like Travis Scott.
Pretty much, man. Now I found out that I can connect my phone to the speaker from the other kitchen, and I'll start playing my podcast. And I walked in the other day, and it started playing in the middle of one of their songs. It's just Greg talking about suppositories. Like you gotta put it in your butt. You gotta put it in your butt, and then kind of suck it up, like. And the kid's like, "What the fuck is this?" Just Greg. It's a 10-minute segment of people putting shit in their butt, and they just.
It's amazing.
It's a natural thing. It happened.
All right. Well, we want to thank everybody for listening. You're all beautiful, beautiful people. We want to thank John for coming on. John, we appreciate you more than you'll ever know. Okay?
I'll come all over anytime you want.
Thanks, buddy.
Like I said, sticky.
You can follow us on Instagram, Facebook, Blue Sky. We're on Spotify, Apple Pod, and YouTube. And if you want to join our Patreon for just as low as $1, you get episodes up to a week early and you help out the show. If you want to help out the show in other ways, you can obviously drop us a review on any platform you get your podcast. You know, we rep the You Run Podcast Network, yourunpodcast.com. Find our show, find Dewey Podmonster, find Pop Culture Reflections, find You Run Podcast Horror, all that shit on yourunpodcast.com. Seamus, what's good?
Thanks for listening. And remember, folks, life's too short to skip the crust.
Aw, that's beautiful, man.
In
I'll eat
pus
any
we
crust.
trust. Oh, sorry.
All right, and ladies and gentlemen, we're going to take you out like we always do, baby. In Crust, we trust. I do it all for the...
This ends our podcast.
This is the worst thing that they ever could have been fucking asked. Like, I got news for you. If I gotta take a shit and there's no option but a bag, I'm shitting in the bag.
10 deaths, but the bathroom was nice and the food was decently priced.